Hello fellow booktubers, my name is Lauren and you're watching Dreams Books Courage, and today I'm doing one of my favorite yearly videos, and that of course is my BookTube-A-Thon TBR video. BookTube-A-Thon is a very special event to me because that's when I started my booktube channel and part of why I started it. And doing a BookTube-A-Thon TBR video was actually my first ever video that I posted on this channel, so I feel like it just comes full circle every year whenever I do this video. Plus I just had my booktube anniversary 2 days ago, so it's just all a very happy and celebratory time for me. For those of you who do not know, BookTube-A-Thon is a 7-day book marathon where you just read as much as you can, and there are also challenges on all different types of social media. So there's challenges on YouTube and Instagram and Twitter, and they're all just so much fun. It's all such a fun time. I highly encourage that you guys participate in this as well. It's just such a fun time. Ariel Bissett hosts the whole thing, but there are also different hosts throughout the week, and there's a lot of giveaways and things like that, so I'll leave a link down below to the BookTube-A-Thon announcement video. Today I'm going to be talking about the books that I plan to read in the upcoming week, and I just really want to keep my TBR very open this year than I have in past years. So if I'm just not feeling a book in a certain category, I can just switch out for another book very easily, and that way I'm never stuck in a rut during BookTube-A-Thon. Plus I've been in a reading slump for a few months if you've been watching my videos recently, so I'm really hoping that this week will just help to revive my love of reading and just how much I enjoy doing it. So let's go ahead and get into the books that I plan on reading during the week of BookTube-A-Thon. So today I'm just going to be going in the order from 1 to 7 of the BookTube challenges because I'm not sure in which order I'm going to be reading these books yet. So the first challenge is to read a book with yellow on the cover. So for that one I wanted to pick a book that had a lot of yellow on the cover and not just like a tiny bit of yellow. And so for that challenge I picked up Mr. Penumbras 24-Hour Bookstore by Robin Sloan, and this also fits along with challenge number 3, which is to read a book that you discovered through BookTube. As you can tell, this book is very, very yellow. It's like the entire cover, and I love it so much. It's just such a cute cover, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to read this one this week just because it's around 300 pages, and it's kind of a lot to read within a day, especially if you're a slow reader like I am, but hopefully I'll be able to get to it. I heard about this book solely through YouTube, and I'm so happy that I found it, but I discovered it like 2 years ago on BookTube, and I still have yet to read it. So I really want to pick it up. I'm not exactly sure what it deals with, but I think there's some magical realism, and obviously there is a bookstore involved. And of course I love books, and reading about books is always just so much fun. So if I do get to reading this, I think I'll have a really great time doing so. Challenge number 2 is to read a book only after sunset, and sunset is very late here in Texas. It's around 8:30 to 9 currently, so I definitely wanted to pick a very short read. And so for this, I picked the selected poems of T.S. Eliot. And I got this collection around 2 years ago from the Strand in New York City. And I still have not read very much in this, although T.S. Eliot is one of my favorite poets. He actually wrote my favorite poem, which is the love song of J. Alfred Prufrock. And I'm actually going to be taking a poetry class this fall semester, and so I definitely want to do some more poetry reading before I start that class. And this is a very short read, plus it's poetry, so it should be a very, very quick one to read. And it also just feels very cozy to me to be reading poems within the evenings, so I'm really looking forward to doing that. And this also works for challenge number 5, which is to read a book that is older than you. And this was originally published in 1954, so it's definitely quite a bit older than me. But this is definitely going to be my pick for reading a book within the evenings only. And now for my main book for challenge number 3, which is to read a book that you discovered through BookTube. For that challenge, I am planning on reading Saga Volume 2 by Brian K. Vaughan and Fiona Staples. I really enjoyed Volume 1, so I'm really looking forward to this volume, and I solely discovered this one also through BookTube. This is just such a beautiful comic book series, and I just really love the art and also the story that goes along with it, and I'm really looking forward to seeing where it goes within this volume. And so this should be the perfect way to break up some of the larger books that I plan on reading through the week. And next is challenge 4, which is to read a book by one of your favorite authors, and this challenge was kind of hard for me to pick a book for just because I've usually read all of the books by my favorite authors. But then I remember that one of my favorite authors co-wrote something that I have not yet read but I do own, and that is The Iron Trial by Cassandra Clare and Holly Black. I haven't read anything by Holly Black, but I love Cassandra Clare's writing and her novels of the Shadowhunters, so I feel like this one should be a fun one to pick up, especially since it's a middle grade. So hopefully that means that it'll be just a bit quicker for me to read. Even though this one is also around 300 pages, it does have quite a big text, so I'm not too worried about that. Plus, I'm pretty sure it's about wizards going to like a wizard school, so hopefully it will give me some of those Harry Potter vibes, and that would definitely be something I would love to read about. I'm so surprised that I haven't picked up this series yet, but I'm hoping that this will be the perfect time to. And I also feel like it fulfills challenge 1 a little bit as well, so if I'm not able to read Mr. Penumbras, I could use this for both of those challenges because the writing is a bit yellow and then the main character's hair is blonde. And I know that's kind of a cop-out, but sometimes it's just hard to be able to read all 7 books within a week. So if I'm not able to do that, I'm glad that I have books that fulfill more than one challenge. But hopefully this will be a good read to be one of my bigger books that I read within BookTube-A-Thon. Challenge number 5 is to read a book that is older than you, and I can complete that by reading the selected poems of T.S. Eliot. But as I said before, I want at least 1 book to read per challenge. So for this one, I have Miss Lonely Hearts by Nathaniel West. And if you've watched my June TBR, this one might seem familiar to you, but I did not end up reading this one within June. This is actually comprised of 2 different stories, but Miss Lonely Hearts is definitely the smaller one because it's only about 50 to 60 pages long. And this was first published in 1933, so it's definitely way older than I am. Again, it's just a shorter and hopefully quick read that I can read in just a day, although Nathaniel West's writing is a little bit tricky to get into, so hopefully I won't have a problem with it. I'm not sure exactly what Miss Lonely Hearts is about, but I think it's comprised of letters, so that should make it a little bit easier to get through, and hopefully it'll be the perfect short story to pick up within BookTube-A-Thon. And now for challenge 6, which is to read a book-to-movie adaptation. I have quite a few books picked out for this one because I do have quite a few book-to-movie adaptations that I have not yet read. The first one of those being Confessions of a Shopaholic by Sophie Kinsella. And I actually planned on reading this 2 years ago, the first time that I did BookTube-A-Thon, but I did quite poorly within that BookTube-A-Thon. And I did not manage to get to this one within that BookTube-A-Thon, but I feel like it'd be kind of full circle if I read it this time around. Plus, I absolutely adore this movie, and so I really want to see if the original book matches up to the movie for me. I've heard such great things about Sophie Kinsella's writing and this series in particular, so I'm very excited about it and hopefully I'll be able to get to it. But the text is quite small and it's 350 pages, so I'm not quite sure yet. And then I also have Peter Pan by J.M. Barrie, and I'm sure you know what this is about. I don't actually have the movie, but I'm sure I could easily find it on Netflix or something like that. I really love this edition and it has a lot of pop-up things and stuff like that. And since this is a children's book, I'm hoping that it'll be a quick read once again. And this one's only about 250 pages, so I might be reading this one instead. But I also have Tragedy of the Sith's Revenge by Ian Dozier, which is the 6th and final book of the William Shakespeare Star Wars series, and I cannot believe that I have not yet read this one because I have read all the other ones within this series. But I do love Star Wars, and so this would definitely be a very quick read. This is less than 200 pages and it's written in a play format, and these are usually quite quick in the first place. So I might pick this one up instead and just rewatch episode 3 because this one might be the quickest pickup, but it just kind of depends what mood I'm in at the time. And challenge 7 is to read 7 books within the 7 days, which is obviously the hardest challenge to complete, so I'll just have to see if I can be able to do that or not. But I do have 8 books behind me that I am able to read, so hopefully I'll be able to complete that. And so if I do end up finishing 6 books, then I have 2 other books that I can pick from here, or I might just pick a random book from my TBR shelf. So I have no idea right now, and it might not come to that because I just don't know how well I'll be able to do within this BookTube-A-Thon. My first year of doing it within 2014, I did quite poorly. I think I might have read 3 books, and then last year I did very, very well at it. I think I completed either 5 or 6 books, and so who knows what this year holds. I might read 7, I might not read any. I have no idea because I've been in a reading slump recently. But honestly, we'll just have to see how it goes, and I hope that you'll join me throughout the BookTube-A-Thon. I do plan on posting videos every single day and doing all the video challenges, and those are always so much fun. So I definitely recommend that you also join me in doing those, or at least watch my videos, and maybe next year you'll consider doing it because it's just such a fun time. If you also made a BookTube-A-Thon TBR video, I would love to see it down below, so definitely give me a link to it. I love watching BookTube-A-Thon TBR videos, and I'm sure a lot of you do as well. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and now I'm gonna go get back to reading.